Hey guys, welcome to the Heart of David. Today I'm going to talk about, hope you guys are doing well. I'm going to talk about today adversity. Adversity through, well, in my case, adversity through severe pain. Also adversity through life, which is the same thing, but I'm willing to bet that a lot of people who do see my videos, and I don't want to argue this point, you get people who are chosen by God. I think people come to God in all kinds of ways. I think that God specifically chooses people. I think that he also gives others opportunity to accept him and then they do become the body of Christ that way. I think there's several ways, but anyways, my point is that they talk a lot about a lot of people who have been taught a lot of scripture, have been to school for this type of stuff. I lost my point. It's still my back. A lot of people, they say, that's what I was going to say, even they say that, I would just say in general, that I believe that a lot of people who are chosen by God go through a lot of adversity. Because I think that's a common thread that I see when you look from story to story. And so for me, it's a whole lot of things. I mean, I have autism. I never knew I had that. I went through my life for virtually 40 years not knowing that, and it's not level 2 autism, it's level 1 autism, so I'm not that different from people, but still I had trouble socially that I wasn't aware of, that I couldn't correct either. So that's one type of adversity. So on one side of things, there was that and psychological stuff that went with that, traumas, all that type of stuff. That could be for another video. This particular video for me is that what I want to describe to you is pain, because I've got through a lot of those adversities. Not that those will be permanently out of my mind, but I think you know what I mean. So, and before I even get to this video, I want to bring up some stuff, some obvious stuff. My back it's better today, and the reason that I'm making this video, I feel pushed to make it because this is the third time I've torn my back. Man, I've learned my lesson, because it was me who made the decision to pick something up, and I shouldn't have, but I did anyways. And I tore it real bad. Worse, even more, like I tore my lats on each side. I tore my my traps on either side, worse on this side, my mid back and my lower back. And I tell you that I feel that I should make this because of the adversity that it's causing me. And you say, well, what does that have to do with God? It has everything to do with God. What would you do if you, and superimposed on that is disease process, 2 different pain suicide diseases? Well, there's 4, but 2 of them are constant. 2 of them never stop. And so on top of that, I got injuries on my body too that are very painful. I wake up in the morning, my lats, they're torn, they're burning, and they're aching right through my back. You wake up in the morning, you're like, another day like this. What do I do? Thank the Lord it's better today, but I understand that I can wake up like that tomorrow. Listen, I'm going to get to this in a second. But it's about, for me, in this video, it's facing adversity through pain, through God. So, and how do I do it? What did I want to express here? So the obvious thing, oh yeah, at the very end of this video, I want you to watch, I don't know if you've ever seen this person's videos, Doug and Stacy Off the Grid. I don't know if he's, he almost seems like Amish, but anyways, it's quite clear he studies the Bible, so he presents a video at the end of, he just talks very short time, and then he presents a video. I want you to watch this video. Why? Because it explains, you've heard of Mao Zedong, right? TSE, I forget how to spell it right on the spot here, but MAO space TSE, Mao Zedong. The way that he tricked people, you know, he learned from Lenin and stuff like that, but the way that he tricked his people and everything, there's Doug provides a video. You got to see this. In 6 minutes, this guy describes what you see in the United States, and I want you to watch it because it's what's happening to half of the United States. So before I get to this topic, yes, I know what happened yesterday. And you know what, I was going to make a prediction before that, so be careful of the people who are going to come up and prophet saying, I said this or said that. Just ignore that, okay? The most important thing is to look forward, not to look for men. You get caught in people who say things anyways. I think just about half of them said this is going to happen again. We all know, and we also know it's probably going to happen again. But here's my prediction. This is just a military prediction. If they can't get him on the ground, they're going to try to get him in the sky. That's what I thought before this happened. That's after the first time I thought someone high up is going to allow someone to use a drone somehow of some type, like the ones they're using in Ukraine. Who knows? That's just my prediction. And I hope, you know, I hope that doesn't happen, and that someone uses this and says, hey, look, I'm not a prophet. The way this world is right now, so I'll get to adversity in a second. I have a feeling, considering everything that we see happening in the world right now, pardon me, I'm going to get ice for my back. Everything we see in the world right now, the desensitization, and this is why I want you to watch this video, okay? I want you to watch this video because it will in part explain some of this, but our world is so desensitized for people just stuck on their videos, faces glued to the screen, people in their cars texting. Do you know, because I'm doing my driver's education all over again, that most people are killed on the road because they're texting? So people are so glued to texting and watching videos, even in their cars, they're dying at record pace, that I believe if a tactical nuclear weapon went off, or even just one atomic bomb, hydrogen bomb, I'm not so sure, but this world is so, see, they're desensitizing us through so much violence, video games, like real violence you see on TV. You can look at the Ukraine war live. You can look at tank battles. You can look at just about anything. What I'm saying here is people are so desensitized that if a bomb went off, it would be like yesterday's news in like maybe a month. That's how I feel this world is, and it was done on purpose, I believe. I'm sure not fully, but there are people out there who do want to desensitize so they can bring in certain restrictions on people. And that's why I want you to watch this video at the end. So just give me a second and take a bite, and I'm going to talk about adversity. And the ice I'm putting on my back has to do with that adversity. It doesn't matter what it is. Psychological, neuropsychological, any pain, whatever you're going through, whether it be a job, whether it be traveling, things you find yourself getting into, like traumatic things, things you didn't ask for, things you have to get over. I'll just make it very clear that without God, for me, listen, I always believed in God, but I wasn't always born again, or that I believe. When I walked in this place 6 years ago, I had virtually no hope. If I showed you on paper what it was I was facing, that was adversity as much as you can get. I've never really been faced with going homeless, but almost to that extent that I had to really worry about these things. Like, what am I going to do? Like, I'm not in a space any longer where I can go to university, get a job, and have a normal life. Instead, I have to be dependent and need help, and rightly so on my condition. But still, I was facing a lot of adversity. I didn't know the things that I was suffering with, and I had to solve them all. Neuropsychological, psychological, and pain. And pain was a driving factor of this adversity, because it wasn't psychological. These were real, very serious things I had to first find out, but learn how to deal with. And I'll tell you something, only because of God was I able to get through them. So in this video, me talking to you right now, my back is out. But I do feel it getting better here and there. You're going to have to find in yourself, take for instance let's say you lift up something very heavy right now. Let's make that the instance. And let's say you already suffer with a lot of pain, and then suddenly, oh man, you have this on top. You're going to have at least 2 months of heavy recovery. What are you going to do? Like in my life, I have a motorcycle now. I have a motorcycle license. I want to go ride that bike. I'll be able to ride it very soon, in a number of days. But my back, I have a lot of things going on in my mind. I have university coming up. I already, I finished my first entrance exam. But my back is screwing up everything. What do I do? Well, there's only one thing you can do. You have to have patience. Learning to have patience in very adverse physical situations is probably the hardest of them all. Can you think of another one? Being absolutely disabled with pain, or an injury that causes a lot of pain, and you only have, like, you want to get to your life so bad, but the only thing that I can do, okay, this is in my case, and I would argue in your case, pardon me, I have to pace. my pain amplifies when I'm still. I start getting crushed. It's also not easy to express yourself when your ribs are being crushed. Talk to God. Ask people to pray for you. So with my back, what am I going to do? I tore my back. It's not getting better. Like, I repaired it twice, but this seems different. You know, I'm overwhelmed. What do? I have school. I want to ride this bike. I want to do other things too. Go on the internet. Look it up. What do I do? Start from step one. You know, like, I can no longer work out in the same way. I can't do my push-ups anymore. Too bad. You're gonna have to do what it takes to get to that point. Step one. Take an ice bath. Stand still. Put it on your back. Right? Start from step one. Might sound simple to you, but when you're looking at like a month or 2 months, it's really tough to have patience. And you can get to the point where you feel like you're just going to go nuts, like, oh, why did this happen? Why does this have to happen to me? I didn't say that, but a lot of people do. You're going to have to accept whatever you're in and solve the situation. So in my case, I know I'm going to have to accept that pain. I might wake up like that, right? And take it as it comes, work through it. Put the ice on, then put heat on. Keep doing that, back and forth. Then in between, put on that TENS machine, because that TENS machine shocks your muscles and your nerves, and it sends signals to those nerves telling them to reconnect. Or it helps. All those signals, it shocks it. So it's like it literally spasms it, and what's the word I'm looking for? When you have these types of pain, I swear I lose about half my vocabulary, and it's not nice. That's why it's really tough to make videos, but you don't want to talk in a video. There's another adversity, right? Am I going to make a video or not? Am I going to be able to express myself or not? I'll tell you, the difference between this, having this pain and this going away, is night and day. I could sit here for an hour and talk to you just about anything. So that patience is gonna come through God. You're gonna have to ask for patience. Listen, I don't know what it is you're going through, but I can't imagine physically, maybe, that it's much worse than this, with my other conditions on top, is what I mean. So I'm just asking you to take it from me that you're going to have to learn to have patience. You know, when I first got this, or when I first tore my back the first time, I just kept doing push-ups, I kept doing all that stuff, and I just was, you know, just prolonging it. I know it's easy to just tell somebody to be patient, but if you ask God to help you along and you ask people to pray for you, then maybe you can. I hope you can apply this to just about anything, but in the realms of pain, I know how hard, I know that adversity. And you wait, and you go to sleep, and you wake up, and you hope it's gone, and it's not. Think positively about it. What am I going to do today? I'm just going to re-ice it. I'm going to redo that. I'm going to keep moving. I'm not going to stay still. Like, I'm not going to stay still to the point that it doesn't heal correctly, right? Because you have to move it. You have to keep some strength in it. Anyways, I don't know. keep elaborating on this topic. But the reality is that patience is one of the hardest things to do, to be patient about something. So I'm like, for me it's the motorcycle. It's not more about school. I can do this and go to school. It's more about the motorcycle. And so I had to bring myself into subjection, as Paul would say, right? And just accept that until it gets better. I don't know if I explained that the best, but you can apply that to anything in your life. God bless.